Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about zeros of functions. This is something we've kind of talked about a little bit before, so hopefully it's pretty straightforward for us and we can end on a good thing this week. So the first thing it says are what are zeros? So we have two definitions we're going to put in here. So we have one for graphically. Okay, so graphically, a zero is the points where the graph crosses the x-axis or intersects the x-axis. So I'm going to abbreviate points where the graph intersects the x-axis. Okay. The second definition that we have is algebraically. So if you hear little baby snores, he just fell asleep. Okay, so algebraically, these are the points which the function equals 0. So we're going to say where the function equals 0. All right. What are they also called? All right, so it has four names. So zeros, and then we have roots, solutions, and then the last thing they're known as is x-intercepts. Ugh, sorry. All right, so identify the zeros of each function given the graph. So what we want to do is we want to look at the graph and find where it crosses the x-axis. Okay, our x-axis is the horizontal one, so we're looking right here. So we would say x equals 2. That's it. We're done. Here it crosses, on number 2, it crosses the x-axis here and here. So we would say x equals -2, x equals 1. All right, going to number 3, it crosses the x-axis right here. So we would say x equals 3. On number 4, it crosses in two different places. So x equals -4 and x equals 1. This would be a good time to pause it, try those next two, and then double check to make sure you're getting the same thing. On number 5, we're looking at x equals -1 and x equals 5. And then number 6, we have three different places. We have x equals -5, x equals 0, and x equals 3. Okay, so then we're going to talk about how we find these algebraically. So algebraically takes a little bit longer. So step 1, set equal, oh, that's not what I meant. Set equal to 0. So you could say f of x equals 0, or you can write out in words set equal to 0, and that's fine. Either way. And then step 2, solve for x. So on number 7, we're going to say 4x minus 8 equals 0. And then we're going to solve that. I'm going to add 8 to both sides. So I have 4x equals 8. Divide both sides by 4. So I have x equals 2. Okay. I have 2x plus 2 equals 0. I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. So that gives me 2x is equal to negative 2. I'm going to divide both sides by 2. So I get x equals negative 1. I can pause this and maybe try the next 2 to 4, maybe if you'd like. You don't have to though, you can just kind of follow along if that works for you too. I'm going to erase some of this problem just so that I have room to write. Okay, so I'm going to have negative x plus 7 equals 0. I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides. So I have that negative x is equal to negative 7. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 1. So I get x equals 7. Okay, I have 2/3 x. 6 minus 6 equals 0. I'm going to add 6 to both sides. So I have 2/3 x equals 6. I like to do this in 2 steps. It doesn't mean you have to. I'm going to multiply by 3 first. So that would have 2x is equal to 18. And then divide everything by 2. And I get x is equal to 9. Okay, I have 1/2 x plus 2 is equal to 0. I'm going to subtract 2. And 1/2 x is equal to negative 2. I'm going to multiply by 2, which means with 1x or x equals negative 4. And 1x is the same thing as just x, so you don't have to write the 1. Okay, I have negative 2/5 x plus 4 equals 0. I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. So I get negative 2/5 x is equal to negative 4. Going to multiply by 5 first, so that gives me negative 2x is equal to negative 20. And then I'm going to divide both sides by negative 2, which tells me x equals 10. Okay, it says then we're going to use a graphing calculator to solve these next ones. It gives you kind of an idea what to do. It says hit y equals, type in your function, hit graph. So our first one is x squared minus 16. So I'm going to hit y equals, which is a gray button at the top left. I'm going to type x squared minus 16. Remember that x is next to the green alpha button. And yours should look just like this. You won't have the colored squares, but other than that. Then I'm going to hit graph, which is the gray button at the top right. I'm looking for where this crosses the x-axis, just like I was on those first few problems. So it looks like this crosses at positive 4 and negative 4. So I'm going to say x equals, you could put plus and minus 4 for positive and negative 4, or you can write them both out. You could say x equals 4, x equals negative 4. Either way you want to answer this, they're both correct. Okay, I gotta erase this so I can see. Okay, 5x squared plus 5x minus 30. Again, we're going to type this into our calculator like it says. Plus 5x minus 30. Y equals 5x squared plus 5x squared plus 5x minus 30. Okay, it looks like we're hitting at -3 and +2. Okay, -x squared minus 2x plus 24. -x squared minus 2x plus 24. Looking at -6 and +4. Okay, x squared plus 7x minus 8. So if you go to your calculator and type this in, x squared plus 7x minus 8. -8 and +1. Okay, on this one, when you go to your calculator and put it in, you should get that x equals 7 and x equals -4. On number 18, when you type it into your calculator, you should get x equals 5 and x equals 2. These are a little bit different, so I'll show you how to type those in real fast. Alright, so we have x cubed. To get x cubed, you're going to hit the x, which is next to the green alpha button, and then you're going to hit the caret button, which is right above the division sign. Type the 3, and then it has this little flashing arrow next to the 3. We're going to hit the arrow over to get out of the exponent, and then continue typing minus 5x squared plus 2x plus 8. Alright, so it looks like we hit at -1, +2, and +4. So -1, 2, 4. Another way you can write your answers is you can write them in curly brackets. So you can write them like this. Say -1, 2, 4. Alright, so our next one is x cubed plus 2x squared minus 15x. So you can go type that in. Alright, x cubed plus 2x squared minus 15x. Looks like we're at -5, 0, and 3. goodness. -5, 0, and 3. Okay. Okay, this next one, when you go to type it in, you should get 0 and then 1 and -1. And I didn't write those in the correct order, but that's okay. Alright, our last one, x to the 4th. You can type it in the same way you typed in the x cubed. Use that caret button. So you can type it into your calculator. Oh my goodness, hold on just a second, guys. Okay, so when you type those in, you should get, oh, I need my marker to work. Come on, marker. You should get 0, -5, +5, and -2. Sorry that those aren't in the correct order, but it's okay. So, that's zeros of functions. So hopefully, you can use your calculator and you can find those. Just make sure that you do what your directions say. So, up here, your directions said, like, solve these algebraically. If your directions say solve them algebraically, make sure that you show the work for that. You can check your answer by graphing it. So I could go back and graph one of these and check my answer, but I still have to show my work algebraically in order to get full credit. I have to follow what the directions say. And that's it. I hope you'll have a great rest of your day.